Hello everyone and welcome back to Snowbreak. So where we left off was right here. I did this one because it was just a regular old mission-a-rooney. So I have my own, now we're just gonna go right into the deep dive. We're gonna dive into the deep dive. Alright. So we're back at home base with the other operatives on standby. Director T, the transport squad has been assembled. Here's the personnel list, planned route, and alternatives. Yao and Nita will lead a squad from the railway and highway, respectively, to avoid the active combat zone near the border. Nita's route will lead straight to the Northwind Aerospace Center, and Yao... Boss! Caroline, what's wrong? Yelling barging slightly flustered, which was completely out of character for her. True. The security department operatives responsible for escorting the aircraft escorting the aircraft just contacted us. Life and the others, the aircraft was shot down over the ice field outside Northwind Aerospace Center. What? Where are they? In contrast to the intelligence officer's desperate tone, she seemed to be certain of something. Caroline handed the communicator over, and a staticky noise immediately sounded. Director T, this place is crawling with the changed Titans. They're different than before. They won't let up, and it seems they're coordinating their attacks. It's almost like someone is commanding them. The shouts mixed with gunshots caused both Chen Xing and Caroline to furrow their brows, but she lowered her gaze and didn't move an inch. We were close enough to the objective location. The operatives, they were getting ready to parachute, so we were flying at an extremely low altitude. Miss Fenny? A muffled noise sounded from the communicator. A security department officer, so nervous and scared that he couldn't even speak properly, seemed to get kicked off the screen. After a few seconds, the blonde lioness reappeared on the screen with a furious expression. What are you rambling on about? Get the hell out of here. These security department guys are getting more and more useless. If the adjutant trained you, you never would have turned out to be such a coward. It looks like things aren't that serious, correct? Okay, what's going on? She raised her gaze, glancing at Chen Xing and Caroline's faces, then looked back at Fenny on the screen. That's right, Director T. Omega and that guy from the whatever faction set up a defensive force outside the objective location. There are hybrid soldiers, Titan weapons, and some weird stuff I've never seen before. I don't even know what to call it. But their power, it's nothing. The best they could do was slow us down a bit. That old scumbag Omega is going to die a painful death. What about the other two operatives? They got dragged into a tactical meeting by some people from the military garrison. Either way, we need to take care of this quickly. Every second we don't, the adjutant is in more danger. Oh, and that thing is safe. Wednesday's been protecting something important the whole way. She hasn't let go of it for a second. Anyway, everything's going smoothly enough. During the worst of it, I just had to pick them off from the rear one by one. A bit annoying, but no matter what happens, I'll make sure Wednesday gets that thing to the adjutant. There's still time, Fenny. Don't do anything reckless. I'm certain that I warned you what those enemy bullets will do to manifestations. Easy for you to say now. Well, that's the situation. Let's figure it out quick. The irritable lioness hung up the call. The large office went silent once again. Looks like original plan isn't going to work. We can't risk we can't risk having the transport squad responsible for the boulder inhibitors pass through an active combat zone. What should we do, Director T? Don't change the personnel arrangements. Get them all to the border branch first. Caroline, schedule a meeting with the General Adrian. The military will be able to deliver the boulder inhibitors we prepared into Eurus now. Understood. I'll do it right away. The intelligence officer hastily opened the door and left. Chiching also gave T a small bow, and then turned around to follow her. Wait a moment. Is there something else, Director T? Any news from Sirius or Marion? They already found 6, and we suspect that several more are being used by Omega and the other former directors. Their locations are scattered. It's going to take some time to check them all. But don't worry, even if he really can escape from Eurus, his death is a certainty. Personnel in the Media Relations Department are drafting a speech for a press conference. I already contacted major news organizations and well-known journalists. Soon everyone will be aware of Omega's crimes. Head held high, the girl left the office. As she watched the slim figure walk away, a smile inadvertently revealed itself on T's lips. Seeing for herself that all the battle idols she had chosen were able to stand on their own, she felt an emotion difficult to put into words. Suddenly, she bit her lower lip again, preventing the smile before it had barely appeared. She grabbed her communicator, stood up from the desk, and began another round of conversations. Oh yeah, Duchess Orlova, Tatiana. Tatiana Orlova was standing on the second floor of the mansion, leaning against the railing and looking down over her ancestral home. Her beeping communicator did nothing to interrupt her focus. She took a deep breath of the filtered air from her nebulizer, seemingly pondering something. Someone came out of the room behind her and walked over, but only when they shoved a communicator into her hand did she turn and look back with a smile. Captain Lee, you're a very honest person. What a shame. If there were more people like you in the military, things wouldn't have gotten this bad. I'm a soldier, How do I do her voice? I'm a soldier, Duchess Orlova. I don't understand political speak. Then I would like to thank you for not monitoring my communications simply because I allowed you to use this mansion as base. She raised the communicator as it buzzed and waved it in front of Li Chixie, but all she got in response was a gesture that said, go right ahead. With that, Orlova smiled and pressed the button. She then walked toward a room in the deep recesses of the second floor. She walked slowly, full of composure. On her way, she suddenly stopped and turned around to look behind her. Li Chixie pursed her lips in resignation and followed. How does it feel to be dragged here and forced to place a bet, Director T? Thanks to you, everyone is finally gathered here, sitting at the table. Yggdrasil, Omega, the military, and I. Who will be the loser? The citizens of Yaris, Duchess Orlova. Ha, they're on the table, not sitting at it, Captain Lee. It's my own ineptitude that had led my countrymen to become pawns for you all to blackmail me with. She glanced over at Li Chixie casually and then glared at T on the screen with piercing gaze. She had her medical nebulizer in her mouth, making her expression all the more unclear. Enough beating around the bush. We all have urgent problems to handle. Yggdrasil has already prepared the first batch of 100,000 boulder inhibitors. There are enough for the personnel currently at Northwind Aerospace Center. Next up is... Thank you for your generosity, but are you sure it can be delivered? Aren't your new Heimdall recruits and the outstanding soldiers from the capital garrison all trapped outside the Aerospace Center right now? It's almost like someone planned this. Jeez. They're just waiting outside, not moving a muscle. Why shouldn't I suspect you're all just putting on an act? Are you standing by as the people of Yaris... Wait, what? Yeah, I read that right. Are you standing by as the people of Yaris get slaughtered each other, then waiting until everything has settled down before doing what you do best? Tatiana, what is human life to you? Good question. Captain Lee, could you help me answer that? She sneered as she redirected the question to Li Chixie. Even though a screen, T could cleanly tell Li Chixie grew anxious and uneasy the second she was asked. 4 hours ago, a top-level meeting was held in the capital. Since there are currently no civilians in Northwind Aerospace Center, if Omega and the tree aren't taken care of before sunset tonight, the military is planning to utilize tactical nukes to decimate the Northwind Aerospace Center. What? This is a decision from headquarters. We are soldiers, we have no choice but to follow orders. Old mansion, secret tunnels, evil research. Now we need a rookie policeman to start his first day on the job and we'll be saved. Then just accept it if you're fine with it. I don't want to be like you guys. Wednesday, Acacia, save your strength and follow me. I'll help you mow those guys down. There are only a dozen kilometers left. I can make it. Benny, Wait. Wait for what? We should be close enough now. Wait for me to pinpoint the adjutant's location. You... Hey, everyone. Give her space and cover her. Still not enough. I need to get closer. Not here either. Where is it? Haru? Ugh, crap. You won't be able to find him, Odin. I told you to shut up. He is attempting to understand everything here, and he is the only one who can. He was born to do this. To provide proof of humanity's stupidity, blind faith, and error. Go away. Come on, life. Lock in. The battle idol waved her arms furiously. Lightning flashed, and the virtual images in front of her vanished without a trace. Even so, the person she was searching for was still nowhere to be found. Adjutant. What? Adjutant, please. Wake up, okay? Tess, Kotkin? Hey, Tess! Tess, where are you guys? This isn't reality. You aren't from Yaris. Adjutant, you can't go with them. If you leave, no one will watch my magic. You know I'm just a silly girl. If you're not around, I won't be able to do anything. And you promised me. You said you'd introduce me to everyone on the Heimdall Force after we got back from Yaris. You told me you'd introduce me to all of them. You can't keep lying to me again like you did a few years ago, right? But since it's you, you can lie to me about whatever you want. You can lie to me 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times. I don't care. Please, I can't hang on anymore, Adjutant. In this kind of place, I can barely remember your name. It's scary. These consciousnesses are getting in my head. Benny. Oh, flashback. Life? Without a doubt, I had heard my name just now. Was name belonging to the Heimdall Force Adjutant, called out by Life Bestla. My name. Phantom projection. The glory of Yaris. Restore its glory. Make its name known. Allow it to be reborn. Adjutant, you can't go with them. Tess, where are we? What are you saying? I wanted to ask her out loud, but I was able to... Wait. Oh, and I was able to. I can't read, bro. But it seemed like she couldn't hear me. Since it's you, you can lie to me about whatever you want. Okay, I read that before. I don't care. Lie to you, Yes, that really did happen, but even if I did, I would never let it happen again. We're together now, and we'll face everything together, right? Yes, no matter what happens, we'll face it together. So wake up, Adjutant. Then, wait for me. Wait for us. Life! Tess! I was crying out, panting as this was... It was as if this body and this voice in body worm, I can't read. Felt like thousands of ants were crawling over my skin. I was regaining my senses one by one, and it took me ages to remember who and where I was. What on earth happened to me? Incredible. I can't believe you finally woke up. Why are you calling for life? The one who saved you is still in your arms. In a daze as Katya spoke. Wait. Yeah. I lowered my head to see Tessa's disheveled clothes, her red face, and tear-stained eyes, like she had gone through immense pain. Adjutant, I'm so happy you woke up. I heard Life's voice too. It was really fuzzy, but I heard it. I think she can go into that scary place, and she was looking for you. That scary place. Anyone who has... how did I do each of his voice? It's literally been one day. Anyone who has had contact with it can go in and see it. Those bad guys are still bothering you. Ichil softly caressed my forehead as she said this. Katya then followed suit, grabbing onto my wrist. I could see the fragmented hydrogen leaving my body with their help, evaporating in the surrounding air. Adjutant, you're a dummy. Why didn't you let go after you saw me like that? Ah, right. After I'd rescued Ichil, she had transformed into something I'd never seen before. She had cyan flames and scorching every enemy who stood in her path. I was also enveloped by those flames. They consisted of Taiyajin in its purest form, burning me from the inside out. Let's just say it's a blessing in disguise. If you were to be able to endure that, then there's still hope for us to handle the tree by ourselves. Since Tess woke you up, it seems like we don't need to worry about her getting flooded, for now at least. Nice work, magician girl. It was nothing. I want to thank you, Ichil. Thank you for teaching me that when the adjutant was unconscious. She leaped out of my arms like a bunny, quickly smoothed her clothes, then hid behind Ichil and bent down to pinch her cheeks. The two girls, one big and one small, embraced each other noisily, causing the atmosphere to become more relaxed. Only Kanti's expression had a trace of apathy. What is it? Well, I couldn't find Naruse Haru. I don't know where she went. Looked around and realized this was where we had to separate from Haru after Haru became flooded, and I couldn't save her. So they were planning on coming back and looking for Haru when I was in my days. They look pretty confused. I just want to check. You still remember what we have to do, right? Her sudden serious tone snapped me back to reality. Tess Nichel also looked at me with wide eyes. Let's go. How could I forget? Since that bullet was shot into my heart, everything around me, everything I cared about, there were too many accounts that needed to be settled, too much vengeance that needed to be dealt with, and too many innocent lives, tears, and souls waiting for injustice to be served. It was time for him to pay. Okay. Alright, Cornered Beast. We will do that next, and we will need a boo-boo. Alright. Let's see here. Wonder how much we have left. Not sure. I need to drink water, though. What? Oh, I thought we were blocked off. Run all you want, Omega. No matter where you go, I'm going to kill you. Okay. God, line. No, I won't allow a mere insect like you to get in my way. You all become fodder for the tree. You can't stop my greater cause. Okay, lunatic and a half. Alright. Yeah, even amongst the villains, he definitely takes the cake for the worst one so far. He's like, you know what? I know who he reminds me of. An even less likable version of Dottore from Genshin Impact. At least Dottore is like cool. This guy's just dickhead. Okay, I can't shoot through the stairs. That's great. They're great. Okay. I don't know why I made a tiger funny moments. I didn't. Okay, yeah, I can go down. Awesome. Alright, break that turret. Break that one. And that one's gone. Oh. What the heck? Yeah, I'm, oh, they're dead. Okay. Hold on, let me grab this. Hey, guys, I'm trying to grab the memo. Okay, never mind. Alright. Bye-bye. Okay. We're safe. Wait. Oh, this is just a bonus area. Okay. We're safe here, right? Well, if I kind of did that myself, I think. Wait. Oh, hold on. I see it. Easy. Okay. Yeah, I think it's boo-boo time. Alright, we're gonna kill some moves. Alright, good thing it changed between them. Right, next we need to... Oh dear. It's fine. Okay, well that's crazy, bro. That's wild. Oh. Yeah, okay. We're fine. Hey guys. Oh no, I froze myself. Okay, well that's great. That's lovely. Can I? Oh, I win. It doesn't matter. Alright, W. You thieves! Fools! Do you all have any idea what you've done? If you all ruin my plan, you'll be ruining the future of human evolution. Ugh! The former director took a solid hit to the chest from Katya's knee. The lowest part of his sternum at the top of his stomach. Wait. The lowest... One of the most vulnerable and pain-inducing spots. Wait, the lowest part of his sternum at the top of his stomach. One of the most vulnerable and pain-inducing spots on the human body. That spot, an area that would be in pain for a long time if you ever simply pressed it with a finger, was struck with enough force to dent a metal plate. Is that true? Okay. You had it coming. Did you hear that? Ruining the future of human evolution. Omega, if the evolution and future of mankind can only be achieved through killing innocent, torturing kids, and creating those monstrous abominations of yours, then why don't human beings just forget about the future? She stopped controlling her emotions, screaming as she... Oh, okay. Well, I'm not gonna scream. Screaming as she grabbed Omega by the throat, lifting the short old man up off the ground. You like to be in control, huh? You like to stand on a pedestal and force everyone else to look up at you, huh? Like this? How does it feel? Katya! Her blue eyes widened with anger as they glanced back suddenly with an icy, murderous look. The red-haired girl's gaze trembled, her lip dry as she bit down on it. No. Eh? Please don't do this. She looked over at Ichil. The clueless girl instinctively turned her head, not looking straight ahead. I can understand fighting fire with fire, but the guilty doesn't deserve what's coming to them. Or that the guilty deserves what's coming. I knew I read that wrong. Dying 1,000 deaths wouldn't even be enough for this guy. Katya, you aren't a ruthless mercenary anymore, so please, don't do this. You're a smart girl. Don't say stupid stuff. What? Enough games. Oh. Omega's eyes had rolled back into his head, feet trembling, and face distorted as Katya choked him. Remember what you did at the Yaris border that whole year. You think you have the right to talk to me about being ruthless? I know how important my current position and identity are precisely because of everything awful that I've done. Since I officially joined the Heimdall force and the adjutant is here, I haven't... Before Tess could finish, her eyes suddenly widened in astonishment. She slowly turned to look at me. Katya smiled bitterly and walked over to us slowly. She stooped on her tiptoes and raised her eyebrows and stared me down. Only Ichiro remained confused, but she seemed to sense the abnormal atmosphere. She was silently hiding behind the table nearby, then moved to sit on top of the table with her legs crossed. Power is energy, too. It's the same as Titagen. It doesn't just materialize out of thin air, and it doesn't vanish when someone dies either. It will flow, aggregate, and ultimately attach itself to the new people who killed those in power before, inspiring, affecting, and destroying the next one. This man once considered himself the physical embodiment of power. Now look at him. Now he, T, that sly fox Tatiana, and that faraway onlooker Adrian. Ha, I wonder when it's going to be your turn, my dear adjutant. When your turn does come, are you confident Tess can hold her head high like she did just now? That she'll be able to stop me, tell me no, and question me with confidence? I had to admit, she stumped me. At first, I thought Katya hated Omega purely for personal reasons. I had no idea what she was holding on to a deep question like that, one which no one could answer accurately. Okay. When people obtain power, how does it change them? In a lot of ways. Absolute power, absolute corrupts absolutely. That's what they say. Have the people at the transport center have the people at the transport center take these... Oh, I see. I was reading it as a question. It was a... Yeah, okay. I'm stupid. Have the people at the transport center take these to Yaris. Director T, we can't. These are all orders we were ready to deliver. If we misuse them now, I will take responsibility. Do it. But Director T, there are a few companies willing to work with us right now. You know that If something happens to that person, we need to be prepared to prevent the Titagen contamination from spreading. If that happens, regardless of whether we're fighting on the front lines or part of the battle, no matter who they are, they need weapons to be effective against the Titans. Alright, understood, Director T. Okay. After obtaining power, how do people change? General, please trust me. Have faith in that Beowulf battalion can handle this. Could you urge the higher-ups from headquarters to reconsider the tactical nuclear strike plans? I've already departed from Northway's Aerospace Center, on my way to pick up the people from Yggdrasil. They have reinforcements from the Heimdall force, and didn't accept the boulder inhibitors they sent? And didn't you? If you agreed with headquarters from the beginning, why did you accept them? If there's a nuclear strike, who will be left to use them? Captain Lee, please keep your emotions in check. You are carrying out a combat mission. This mission has a clear purpose and result. You've always been an exemplary soldier. Don't allow personal reasons to affect your deployment strategy. After obtaining power, what price will people pay? Tatiana Orlova, look at the face in the mirror. Look at her. You can't make that expression, understand? You can't cry. You don't have the right to cry. You haven't had it for a long time. You're just one step away from your goal, from what you took responsibility for and promised to do decades ago. This isn't the time to allow your emotions to affect you. You simply can't. You can't let yourself be swayed by that person. He isn't from Yeris. He'll never be like your countrymen who follow you, who would die for you. You have a responsibility and a duty to uphold. You can't let your feelings get in the way of that. Huh. It was just some truly unpleasant stuff. Walked past Katya. I lowered my head and seen as I didn't want to respond to her question. There's no answer. Either way, how was I supposed to help someone else answer? I moved to the side, walking around her, and I wanted to focus on handling Omega. I needed to stop him from activating the tree as soon as possible. Each sudden exclamation surprised me. I looked over blankly to see her puffing out her cheeks angrily, and it seemed something had made her extremely unhappy. But I had finally saved her. She didn't have to worry anymore. She would never be forced into an awful experiment plot again. It's over, Omega. Or shall I call you by your real name? Sergei Dobrinin. You don't deserve to call me by that name. You lapdog. Huh, lapdog? Aren't you one as well? You are. Power isn't energy. Power is a pair of eyes, a kind of perspective. Adjutant. If you look at the world with those eyes, every person becomes either a butcher's knife or a fish on the chopping block. Knives, fish, lapdogs, whatever it may be, they aren't living people anymore. That way they can be used, sold, murdered, taken advantage of for your own gain. You've lost those eyes now, so wake up. Stop that tree, don't hurt any more innocent people. Because Titans exist in this world, it's already cruel enough. Why do you want to add to that cruelty? You said, I lost those eyes. You said, I'm adding more cruelty to this world? No, you don't understand at all. The world I've seen with these eyes, the sheer power of Yeris, the perfect order that results from political strongmen, you haven't seen it. I could have inherited it, could have restored it. I should have been immortal, leading everyone and constructing an empire that would never fall. He had already gone crazy, or perhaps he no longer saw me or any of the reality around him. I lost interest in attempting to negotiate with him. I stood up and looked around at my operatives. Forget it, let's take a break here for now. Keep an eye on him and wait for reinforcements to arrive. I need to ask Life why I could hear her voice when I was hallucinating before. I have a feeling, if I want to deal with that tree once and for all, I'll have to... Adjutant, careful! Oh no. Yeah. I was gonna say, I feel like we're taking this guy too lightly. I was talking to myself in an attempt to calm down. But each sudden outburst startled me. Before I could even react, Tess and Katka were already ducked down next to me, pushing me out. Go to hell, you scumbag. Omega, who had intended to stab me with his cane, was knocked back with a devastating, powerful kick. Taking advantage of this, a flurry of crossbow bolts sliced through the air soon after, pinning the once arrogant former board member to the wall of the room. Oh, jeez. Now that's a cool scene. On the wall hung a massive portrait of Gustav, the former leader of the Yeris Federation. Compared to the grandiose portrait, Omega looked weak, small, and pale as he slumped down into a splattering of his blood. He didn't deserve such a quick death. Are you hurt? I shook my head in response to her. the question I asked you just now, sooner or later, you're going to have to answer me. I'm going to watch you until I get that answer. With leader of the Heimdall Force, the individual who commands elite warriors and protects mankind from the Titans transformed into a monster, overcome with a yearning for power in the days to come? It was a question worth considering. But I currently had no desire to say anything. Omega was now dead, leaving even more questions for me. The tree, the aftermath of all this, and even more danger lurking behind Omega that hadn't come to the surface yet. No, I had to pull myself together. I need more information and support right now. Tess, contact T for me. I need to talk to her about something. The response I was expecting never came. So I raised my head and glanced over. Adjutant, do you know what this is? Nope. No idea. Each had an oddly shaped briefcase. However, what caught my attention wasn't the shape, but rather... Here, I found this in her mansion. What's this? No idea, but it was hidden really well, so it's probably not a piece of junk. If my eyes weren't playing tricks on me, there was only one key could fit into that hole that didn't match whatsoever with the rest of the briefcase. Interesting. Your Grace, our sentry has sent us a message. Li Qixue has successfully extricated the Heimdall reinforcements from the ice field. The three manifestations are now racing over to the Suzdal launch base. That was pretty quick, but it doesn't matter. At this point, nothing can stop the people of Eurus from taking back our homeland. Oh boy. Yeah, I saw this image before when I was looking up thumbnails for one of my videos. So I knew this was coming sooner or later, but I didn't know what it meant. Okay, the music plus her eyes glowing red are very cool. The frigid wind bit against her face, as sharp as a knife. She stood tall and domineering outside the entrance of the Suzdal launch base in front of everyone. The building in front of her towered overhead. It remained prohibitive and lofty, a symbol of Eurus' former glory. Even so, its interior had been eroded and warped. Mirroring her, the people of Eurus standing behind her were also fully armed. Without a doubt, she knew the implications of what she was about to do. She knew who she would hurt, who she would betray, but now her will was no longer hers to control. This land, this civilization, and their history had built up over thousands of years, were all urging her, ordering her to make a decision that wouldn't allow her personal feelings. It is time, Orlova. Say something. Suzdal is an ancient name with a history of chaos. Thousands of years ago, our heroic ancestor Eurus built this first fortress by mixing the bones and blood of their enemies with snow. The warriors who had been fighting alone in a bitter wasteland were summoned by this name. They had their own territory, their own country for the first time. Since then, everything it symbolizes has been carved in the bones of every person of Eurus. Each and every generation fights with the same fate. It tested our fathers, mothers, brothers, and sisters. Now it is testing us. Testing whether or not we are qualified to continue the stewardship of our country. Testing whether or not we can... No, that's not right. While I am a proud citizen of Eurus, those haughty words aren't my own thoughts, and neither do they have to be yours. She whipped around suddenly, observing every face behind her with a sharp gaze. Though the hardened resistance army soldiers seemed somewhat surprised, their eyes clearly brightened. You are not standing here today due to some false destiny or past glory. We're all born innocent, and you deserve better. Your own hatred, fury, and longing to fight back after your dignity was spat on are the reasons you followed me all this time. Attack, people of Eurus. Use this long-awaited war to take back everything you deserve. That's crazy. Alright, well, we're gonna end that for now. And we will continue the rest of this in the next 2 episodes. So about halfway-ish. A little more than the halfway. Or, no, actually just about halfway, yeah. Alright, so we're halfway through. So, we'll do the other 2 halves in the next 2 episodes. So, thank you for watching. Like if you liked the video, and subscribe if you have not already. Turn on notifications, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.